I'm Manuel Hernandez and welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central. I hope you're doing well. We're back for more content. I've done a few transfer videos here and there, but we're back to talk about Norwich City content, and it's good to see Norwich City back in action. It's good to see fans back, and pre-season, it's going to be a really interesting one. As you can see from the fixtures here, we've got 7 games in pre-season. A couple of them are going to be behind closed doors, but there's some really interesting ones. I think most notably Newcastle away a week before the Premier League season begins. That'll be an interesting one, and Gillingham at home at Carrow Road. So it'll be really nice to see fans there, and hopefully the players get the kind of congratulations from winning the league, which was absolutely magical. But that feels quite a long time ago now, doesn't it? Winning the league at Barnsley in front of no fans. So yeah, it's special and it's good to see football back. And yeah, this is the first video back on the channel going into the 21-22 season. So if you are new to Norwich City Central, please do consider subscribing for match reviews, match previews, and there's going to be lots of other interesting stuff coming your way that wasn't this season. And podcasts are going to be coming back, and live streams. So I'm really excited to do some live streams. I haven't done too many on the channel, but I'm looking forward to doing live streams, getting your interaction in the comments. That's what it's all about, isn't it, in this Norwich community? And also match day experiences. As it stands, 27,000 fans are going to be back at Carrow Road, which is going to be an interesting one. But whether whether a fan chooses to be at Carrow Road or not, I think you've got to respect their decision. But it's going to be magical to see lots of fans back at Carrow Road again for Liverpool. It's going to be an interesting game. So do subscribe if you are new to the channel. And yeah, I'd love to see your comments down below. In this video, we're going to be reacting to the pre-season game. Kings Lynn 1, Norwich City 3. And I love pre-season games where, you know, it's sunny, there's drinks in hand, you see the fans about. That's just a really nice feeling. And particularly a team like Kings Lynn, they're a really likeable team, aren't they? Obviously based in Norfolk in the 5th tier of football. And Kings Lynn have been doing some extraordinary things recently, obviously going far in the FA Cup as well. And yeah, the gates revenue is really important for a lot of non-league clubs. You know, having no fans is absolutely disastrous. There's no way to make income. So yeah, it's going to be a good day for Kings Lynn. They're going to get a few bob through the door, as you were, and that's always nice to see. And yeah, pre-season game, of course, it's the first pre-season game out of 7. We've still got a month to go. Can you take a lot from pre-season? It's limited what you can take, but I think you can still learn some things from pre-season. For me, the most important thing is just no injuries. I remember a game, God, what was it, a few years ago against Cambridge, where Tim Closer and Alex Pritchard both got long-term injuries. So I think that's the most important thing from pre-season, as long as you don't get injuries. But you can also tell a fair bit from pre-season. You can tell a bit about the formation, sometimes about what players are up for it. That's not always the case. I remember Marley Watkins scored a screamer in a pre-season game a few years back, and we all know how the situation with Marley Watkins turned out. So it's limited, but I still think you can certainly learn about things from pre-season, and pre-season is always a fun time of the year. So in terms of the game, Kings Lynn 1, Norwich 3. The goals, 2 came from Kieran Dowell. A really good first half from Norwich. And yes, okay, it is Kings Lynn, but you know, you can still take, you know, bits here and there in terms of what the players are doing. A lovely bit of play from Kieran Dowell, intercepting the player and running into the box, then cutting inside and scoring at the goalkeeper's near post. A really nice finish from Kieran Dowell. And then he made it 2-0. Jordan Hugel running through one-on-one. Was it a pass? Was it a shot? I'll let you guys decide. Across the goal, and Kieran Dowell from 6 yards taps it in off the crossbar. Kings Lynn then got a brilliant consolation goal, 25 yards out. What a strike. I don't know who hit it, but a brilliant strike. It hits the crossbar, and the player follows it in on the rebound. And it was 2-1. Norwich, of course, having lots of the ball, creating a lot of the chances. Kings Lynn, of course, you know, pre-season is quite a lot about fitness and getting players ready, and Kings Lynn never really threatened our goals. So it's a good opportunity for Norwich to keep the ball, work on shape, work on formation when we are going to have the ball, and we made it 3-1. A lovely through ball from Todd Cantwell. Idah made it 3-1. It's going to be really interesting to see what part he plays. So in terms of the 5 things I learned from Norwich, I think the most important thing was the formation Norwich played. There's been a lot of talk about whether Norwich should go into a back 3 into this Premier League campaign. Of course, a difference between a back 4 and a back 3 is completely different in terms of playing style. Of course, the back 3 gives you a little bit more defensive solidness, really. And it was really interesting to see Daniel Farke against a team like Kings Lynn play a back 3. Christoph Zimmermann in the middle, Omar Bamadeli on the left, and I think Sorensen was also in there as well. So yeah, really interesting from Farke to see the back 3 implemented against a team who, you know, you could quite easily put all your attacking players on really against. And it's going to be really interesting to see if that's a sign to come. But it's certainly something to keep an eye on. Of course, we had Poeta and Ballymumba as fullbacks, and goodness me, I'm not sure, if we decided to play Poeta as a left wing back in a back five, Mo Salah versus Poeta, you're definitely going to get your money's worth in terms of watching that battle. Goodness me, what would happen there. But of course, it gives an opportunity for a lot of fringe players and kind of second players like Lucas Rupp, Jordan Hugo and players like that to play. But yeah, the back three, a really interesting one, whether Daniel Farke implements that going forward. Secondly, Kieran Dowell. I mean, he was a real star in this game, of course, getting the 2 goals, and the first goal was really nice as well. And I think we sometimes sleep on Kieran Dowell a little bit. Kieran Dowell, of course, had a lot of injuries in the championship campaign, but he came in towards the run-in, and his goals were critical. And I think he scored 6 goals, got a few assists in that championship campaign, despite spending 2/3 injured. And he actually matched kind of Todd Cantwell's statistics. And of course, Todd Cantwell probably played double the amount of minutes as Kieran Dowell. So that's a really interesting one. And although Kieran Dowell maybe doesn't have the silkiness as Todd Cantwell, doesn't have as many touches, doesn't get involved in games as much, his end product's there, and he's really settled into this Norwich team, and it's really nice to see Kieran Dowell get his goal. Third, I mean, it was really surprising to see some new players come into the team. Of course, Pierre-Lise Melou is finishing his quarantine, but it was really, really interesting to see Norwich's new boys come in. Of course, we spent 10 million on Rashika. The loan deal for Billy Gilmore, how we pulled that off, I don't know, and Angus Gunn in goal. So it's really nice to see those players come in. Angus Gunn, it's great to see the boyhood man, didn't really have much to do. Rashika had a few nice touches here and there. His end product wasn't there. You can't read too much into the player performances, but it was really nice to see them on the pitch this early on and getting used to the play. And Billy Gilmore, yeah, you can see what a quality player he is in terms of just the way he distributes the ball. Yes, it's against Kings Lynn, I know, but nice range of passing, picking up good positions. Really interesting to see him kind of shout about the pitch as well. He looks like a real leader despite his young age. Todd Cantwell looks right up for it as well. I mean, there's been games this season, been games in years before where you've got your big players, your Buendias, your Cantwells, your Naismiths, and here and there, sometimes players don't look up for it, But Todd Cantwell, although it's Kings Lynn, was certainly up for it. In the second half, I think he had more touches more than anyone, drifting all around the pitch on the right, the left, into the centre-back role. He looks so up for it, and he looks like he's definitely going to enjoy this Premier League campaign, and I'm really looking forward to see Todd Cantwell play. And lastly, the things we learned, the final thing I learned, the most important thing in my opinion, and I think we've always known it, but just how good is it to see fans around the sidelines? The Championship campaign was incredible. We played some of our best football, broke a lot of statistics, broke a lot of records, but it was gutting to have no fans there. And it's just great to see fans lined up all around Kings Lynn, generating money for the revenue, bringing a community together. And that is the most important thing, without a doubt, in football. It's that community, it's that togetherness. And that's why we love sport and football in general. So it's really nice to see that. Yes, it's a pre-season game. There are 5 things we learned. The most notable for me being the formation. Are we going to play a back 3 going into the Premier League? Daniel Farke certainly looks like he's going to be experimenting with it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the back 3. But the most important thing in pre-season basically is there's no injuries, and it didn't look like there was any players injured. So 6 more pre-season games to go. Of course, as we get into August, they're going to be the ones which I think you can tell a lot more about. But no, really nice to see Norwich back in action. Really nice to see some football. And I hope you enjoyed the game if you watched it. If you are new to Norwich City Central, please do subscribe. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.